Hello, everyone. This is Yuliya and Ceren from Change Management in 20 Minutes podcast. And here we are. This is our first episode. Let us start. Today it will be dedicated to the change management as a profession. And we are going to discuss this interesting discipline as a profession. So today there are two of us. And first of all, I would like to give the floor to Ceren. So Ceren, could you please introduce yourself for our listeners?
Of course. First of all, welcome. And very excited to be doing this podcast series, and especially the first one, because I'm planning to get together with you and then introduce our profession and make sure everyone knows it and likes it. So I've been working in this profession for more than 6 years. I've been doing change management for more than 6 years. Until now. But in the past, I used to work in different companies. Let me show you a short presentation of myself.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, and then people will get to know me. So it's been like more than 15 years so far since I've been working. So in the beginning, I was working as marketing and business development manager in a Swiss American company, Metler Toledo. And I used to work there for almost 7 years in the Turkish headquarters, and then moved to US and worked there as a relationship marketing manager for 1.5 years. Then came back, became a business analyst for sales and marketing, and then left there, became a change management profession in Şişecam. It's one of the biggest glass manufacturers of Turkey. And then change management lead almost 1 year in for Totosan. It's also one of the biggest automotive manufacturers in Turkey and in the Europe, I can say. So I studied biology in the beginning, and my everything turned out to be something else for me. Then I had an MBA. Then I was very into social sciences, so anthropology, and then today I graduated, really today, from psychology master's degree. So this is
Wow, this
me.
is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. So this is a crazy day for me, very happy day for me. I have some crazy hobbies as well. Kickboxing, playing video games, liking to play especially car games, and horror movies are my specialties, I can say. And I have an 8-year-old son.
Yeah, I can see this young change manager on the picture. Yeah, thank you, Jaren. So probably this is this time to say a couple of words about myself. My name is Yulia. I am based in Kazakhstan. I came to change management around 4 years ago from project management. I have a couple of certifications to support my consultancy, which are certifications in project management, change management, and also international sustainable business. And this is where I got my way into ESG principles and ESG transformations. I specialize in change management and project management consulting for industrial construction. Also, sometimes I deal with business processes optimization and ESG transformations, but I really adore my job of a change manager, and I'm also excited to share the details with our guests, with our listeners, just as you, Jaren. Also, apart from my work-related life, I have like second job, but of course I'm just kidding. I'm a volunteer for Project Management Institute, and currently I'm the region mentor for Eastern Europe, and my region includes Kazakhstan, Lithuania, Ukraine, Georgia, and Armenia. So I'm very proud to work with project management community. And this is exactly where I see that our change management specialization is so needed here. So this is actually it about myself. And now I suggest we start talking about the profession.
Of
What do you
course.
think, Jaren? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's start. And we are very excited to share some more details about this exciting thing. So Jaren, I have a question for you.
Yeah, of
How
course.
would you describe the primary role of an organizational change manager today?
When sometimes people ask me what I'm doing in a company, it's not very easy to explain, and I understand it. But today I will try to explain you as much as I can. So organizational change management is not the same thing as IT change management or production change management. I know people will know those terms, but they may not know organizational change management. And our role in the company is to make sure that the company achieves the wanted and desired business outcomes. So it can be either what we do is like developing and implementing change management strategies, build change management plans, maximize employee adoption of those plans, minimize resistance, supporting the design, development, and delivery of the messages to be communicated during change initiatives, coaching leaders, mentoring leaders and managers to effectively they will be able to lead their teams through transition. These are what comes to my mind. I don't know if you have anything else to add to this.
Well, actually, you really described this profession so well. It has to do a lot with people, with the human part of any transformation project in a company. So usually when my customers ask, what is exactly the organizational change management and what do you guys do? I usually say, well, there are project managers who lead the technical project of transformation and implementing new processes. And there are us, change managers, who actually are responsible for making the human side of transformation work, meaning that we help people to start using the new tools, the new processes, and we try to do that smoothly, ecologically, and overall, like more efficiently than without change managers. So that would be my take. And I usually respond, well, we work with people. Probably this
Yeah.
is why our profession is not that easy, right?
We work with people for people. And also we are working for people to make sure they feel good, they feel understood, they feel heard. We try to analyze the impact on them, how changed their lives, and what we can do to support them, monitor them, help them, measure the change effectiveness, etc. So it's, yes, as you said, it's a not very easy profession. It's an overall mindset, I can say, for business. All right.
Exactly.
So here comes our second question, and this one will be from me to you, Yuliya.
All
So,
right.
as we said, it's not an easy profession. So, what do you think are the necessary skills, essential skills for a change manager to be effective on their roles?
Oh, well, this is a long list, so probably let me start with the leadership. I think the leadership is actually one of the most important skills here because you will have to communicate with the stakeholders of very different level in the organization, starting from the workers, for example, on the plant and ending with the top management. And these are, of course, completely different people. And change managers sometimes have to, I would say, manage people who do not report to them. Of course, this is leading. This is leading by example. This is demonstrating good soft skills, team leadership. I would also add, Ceren, I would also add coaching because usually managers and senior level managers and also middle level managers, they themselves do not know how to behave in times of transformation and changes in the company. So this is where I think coaching really plays a good part, and we as change managers can coach them, sometimes even mentor, how to actually behave when employees demonstrate resistance or are having some hard times, right? And apart from that, I would add project management. Actually, change managers and project managers for change projects should work closely closely to each other. And I think the knowledge of project management really helps here to the change manager. Moreover, this stakeholder management thing, it's really a big part of change management. So this is where project management skills will also be a benefit. So maybe I could miss something here. Ceren, could you add some important skills for a change manager?
I think we can add, as we are right now here trying to understand like make sure that people understand what we are doing. It's also needed in a change manager, which is communication skills. So to be able to communicate properly, very clearly, articulating the vision, the goals, the benefits of change to the company, each and every level of the organization, as you said, from the leader to the people who are working in the field, who are doing production, and every part of the company to be able to convey your messages, and also to the community and to people who are in our network to be able to explain what we are doing and how to make sure people understand what we are reaching to. We need to have communication, good communication skills, which is also something we can create during time. We may not be very good at it, but we can build it up. So another thing is emotional intelligence, to be able to understand what people are going through during times of change. As you know, Kübler-Ross, there's a curve, change curve, where people start from being angry and then going to desperation and then going up again. To be able to understand that people going through those like roller coaster of emotions, you need to be understanding what they are going through. So emotional intelligence is crucial to build strong relationships. And also they need to be adaptable. You need to be, as you said, a role model as a change manager, managing the change, getting used to change, being adaptive. So you will become a very good change manager, organizational change manager. This is what I can say.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. You know what? Actually, I thought I'm very good at emotional intelligence until I came to the profession of a change manager. But a good thing is that we can develop that definitely. Thank you for sharing. By the way, to all our attendees, I would like to highlight that we are going to have several masterclasses on the leadership and other kind of skills that we were mentioning together with Ceren. Stay tuned on our LinkedIn pages. You can find it by our names and surnames. And of course, definitely we'll be reaching out to you to announce some upcoming masterclasses. So, yeah. And also, I have another question here. We have already spoken a little bit about the hard part of change manager's job. So here we are. Ceren, what do you think? What challenges do organizational change managers often face? And do you have any practical recommendations how we can overcome those?
I took a deep breath because almost all the time there is a resistance to the change. A couple of people, one person, some sponsors even resist to change, and they don't want to change people because people think that the organizations are trying to change them, but organizations are just trying to change way of working, the tools, or the environment, not the people itself. But of course, transforming people from the beginning to the vision part is important. So resistance to change is one of the biggest hurdles we come across. And we need to involve as much as we can. Every part of the organization, every person in the organization has a clue or has an opinion about upcoming change. And if we inform them, and if we ask their opinion, and if we do some pulse checks, we will be supporting them. Of course, then training and like involving people and clear communication will help to cure the resistance to change. The other one, which we struggle a lot, is lack of leadership support. It
Completely agree. Completely agree.
Especially, it happens during project management as well. I remember. So big change management projects. Change management is a part of a big project, transformation project. And it's usually is coming from a project management, huge project management plan. And we are implementing change management within the plan. So this big plan is also getting resistance from leadership. People may be afraid to lose their jobs, afraid to lose their authority, afraid to lose their power of their words. So they resist and they don't support. So we need to ensure that leaders are aligned, they are informed before the change happens, at the very early stages of change, and involve them and get their commitment. before the change happens. So this is what comes to my mind. Two big hurdles.
Yeah, I think making leaders involved from the very beginning is actually crucial to the success of any change in the company. Completely agree with you. And I will actually, I would also add maybe such problem as insufficient resources.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know, in my part of the world, companies sometimes are not ready for the fact that any change will also require some financial and human resources. So overall, based on my experience, this is a great risk of failing any transformation project if we are not ready with the resources. This is why I suggest that change managers work closely with project managers to develop the collaborative budget for the transformation project, because change management also costs money. I think you,
Yeah.
you agree with this. So
Yes,
yeah, it's
definitely.
all about proper planning and also about the prioritizing of the resources, I think. Well, apart from that, probably you also faced that in your day-to-day job. Also, sometimes we might face some communication breakdown. Major part of my clients are not happy with the communication when they try to analyze it deeper once they endeavor some transformations. This is really a problem. Miscommunication, no timely information for the employees, and this really causes misunderstanding, rumors sometimes. Of course, this can be the cause of resistance later on during the change project. So this is why I would also put a very strong stress on communication. We need to make sure the communication is there, is smooth, is very well structured and regular. I would also add transparency here. Yeah,
Mhm.
transparency is also a very important thing. And the last thing that comes into my mind when we talk about challenges is actually cultural barriers.
Mhm.
Cultural barriers,
Yeah.
because companies really differ from company to company in their culture. And this is the culture itself that can cause the resistance.
Mhm.
So overall, any change project, in my opinion, would really require developing a new culture, continuous improvement in everything we do, bringing the change as a culture itself. So,
Mhm.
cultivating that people should be ready for changing, because this is the world that changes very rapidly. Our market changes very rapidly. So we have to
Mhm.
keep up. And also, a good suggestion here is to make sure that everyone's personal value corresponds to the organizational value. I think in this case, any change project will, be happening much easily. And what would be your take, Jaren, on cultural barriers? How we can overcome that in transformations?
I mean, the first one is like values are very important. And I mean, in our case, I can say people, when they are starting to change and when they are working in a company, they usually align their values and they are choosing their companies if the values are aligning. Or when they are in a company already started working and were not aware of the company's values, they start to get used to the values of that company. They become a part of that company. So as soon as they start to feel good about it, they get used to it. Then something changes. If they are not very well, uh, ready, or they were not very well informed, or they had some barriers in their minds in terms of cultural barriers, they will not be able to understand the change and they may see it as a threat. So, to consistently make sure that people have that mindset, that adaptive, flexible mindset. Make sure that you are asking for innovation ideas from the company, how we can make things differently, and like make some introduction on some different programs to innovate, generate new ideas, and make sure that they are working in our everyday business life. It will have this innovation culture, then it may have a different perspective. that they will look when something is changing around them. They will not be so scared anymore. They will have that mindset that everything is changing and we need to keep up all the time. And if the company goes to that direction, people will get used to it and they will say, "Hey, we are trying a new thing. Let's see if it works." And it's not end of the world. So, and we already always say during our meetings or during our presentations, not every change works in every company. They may usually fail then be like then like be successful. So this is also something to learn from. So this mindset, not be afraid to make mistakes, learn from our mistakes, be open, is very crucial, I think.
Yeah, thank you. And I especially like your idea about the importance of the feedback from the employees when we are going through some company changes, because no one likes to change if they are told to change but not asked about their opinion, right? This you can
Yeah.
also see that in the normal life. So thank you for sharing that. So here we are. I can see some colleagues joining us, and our podcast is called Change Management in Just 20 Minutes because we are all busy people, and this is the podcast for busy people. So we have a small conversation about the basics of a change management profession. And now I think it's good time for our audience to ask questions. We can see a couple of colleagues here with us. Welcome. Do you have any questions on the change management profession? Now it's good time to ask them to us.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Yuliya. Hello, Mrs. S. My name is Abdulhamid. I'm from Uzbekistan. Thank you for great training. It was too interesting to me. And I have a question, such question as, for example, we have a different level of the companies, small companies, middle companies, the bigger companies. So my question is, which time is good for companies to understand that they are needed in a change management. So how we can understand that company are ready to change management?
Oh, this is a good question. So, Ceren, maybe you would be the first to answer, Abdul.
Okay, of course. So welcome and thank you for the question. Yes, it's a good and a hard question, and usually people ask it to us. Let me again take a deep breath and say there is no like me. It's not easy to describe if any time is a good time for change, or when they will start to do change management. If something is changing in the company, even like let's say if there's a relocation needed, if a manager changed, if a new tool is introduced to finance system, or if somebody is resigning and another manager came and no one made any explanation to the team. Any small or big type of change at least need a good communication plan. Why we did this? What is happening around us? What is our goal? What is our vision to do this change? Even the company is small or big, it doesn't matter. Of course, in smaller companies, it's easier. I can say it's my opinion. At huge companies, it's not very easy to do change management because you need to align all the stakeholders. But still, at least communication at the earliest stage of the change, not before even nothing happens, just to inform the management and then the colleagues, the employees is crucial. If you would like to have a good change, smooth change without any problems to happen. This is what I can say.
Oh yeah, I would really agree to this, Ceren, and yeah, communication is key, and change management contains a lot of communications. Usually should be really structured to the type of change, to the number of employees in the company, and of course to the maturity of the company. But my take on that would be even, more simplistic. Everyone needs change management because in the beginning of the company, it's a different type of change because company has to develop, it has to evolve, it has to try new products, and each new product, of course, requires change management. But even after that, market never stops You always have to adapt to something. Even, opening up some sales department is already a huge change. So yeah, my take would be always, not necessarily there should be a separate person responsible for change management, but change management skills are always needed for all the leaders of the company. Yeah, thanks very much for this question, Abdul. Very interesting. So any other questions, dear colleagues, on the change management profession? All right. This is our first episode of the Change Management in 20 Minutes. We are going to have this podcast at least once per 2 weeks. The next episode will happen in the end of June, so stay tuned. And happy Eid to everyone who celebrates it tomorrow. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you, Ceren.
Thank you. Happy Eid. Have a nice holiday, everyone, in Turkey. And thank you for attending. Thank you, Yuliya.
Yeah, see you soon in 2 weeks.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.